Now time for our close-up series, where we continue to take you on a journey across the vast and varied landscape of Russia. This week we've been in the very heart of the European part of Russia, the city of Kirov. Famed for its stunning scenery and countryside, it's also known for its popular handmade toys, which represent the country on postcards. And in summer, it attracts tourists from all over the world for one highly unusual festival, as RT's Igor Ogorodnev reports.
This Kirov region, so far not very well known outside of Russia and even inside Russia, is going to brand itself after one thing. And this thing is cucumbers, the most Russian of vegetables. So if you look behind me, what you're seeing is a cucumber festival. People, thousands of them, coming here all day, eating cucumbers, either fresh or pickled or whatever else. And this is something of an initiative. We'll see whether it takes off, but we're noticing that over the last 15 years, this festival is getting bigger and bigger. And this year it's turned international, with people coming in from all over the world just to sample these special cucumbers, which are a local speciality. But more on that in my report.
It's the pride of the Kirov region, the annual Cucumber Festival. The governor himself invited journalists from all across Russia just to showcase the region's tourist potential. Organizers here make the bold claim that the pickled cucumbers in this village of Istobinsk are the best in the world. But while the players sing folk songs extolling the virtues of the green staple, there's only one stall where the actual vegetable can be bought.
I've travelled 80 kilometers to be in this queue.
I'm curious about what it is that makes them so special, but I'm a bit disappointed. I wasn't allowed to buy more.
Disheartened by the long wait, we decided to take our search to the locals. It's the middle of the pickling season. The cucumbers are harvested, put in brine, and mixed with herbs.
The recipe to what makes them special is a strictly kept secret, but the magic ingredients are dill, garlic, and horseradish.
But the truly unique part of the local pickling process is that the sealed barrels are dumped in the river for 6 months. It's said that the cold water gives them a subtle, chalky flavor. Luckily, we found some pickles left over from last year's crop.
All this talk of cucumbers has made me quite hungry for the local delicacy, so I've decided to give it a try myself. Tangy.
Traditionally, the Kirov region has been known for its Dimkovo toys. Based on ancient pagan deities, these clay figurines have been handmade here for hundreds of years. The handicraft's strict tradition prescribes that artisans must depict very specific subjects, namely ample peasant women and improbably colored animals.
This is not just a trademark of our region, this is Russia's visiting card. We want the world to take notice.
The toys can only be made by women, and apprentices have to perfect their craft for years before they can be called masters.
Before I became a toy maker, I thought making the same things over and over again would be boring, but actually they always turn out different. And once I have mastered the traditional motifs, I might branch out and experiment.
Local authorities are hoping masterclasses like this one will become a tourist attraction and a recruiting ground for new craftswomen. There is also talk of massive crafts fairs that promise to draw thousands. Now there's even a Dimkovo family statue in the city square, but that was paid for by a mobile phone operator. With my journey at an end, I was charmed by the Dimkovo toys and filled myself up on the local pickles. But whether this is enough to turn the Kirov region into a tourist destination, well, that's another question altogether.
I'm now standing next to Tim Kirby. He's been living in Russia for 5 years, and he's got his own very popular video blog dedicated largely to tourism. So, Tim, you've been all around Russia. What do you think is the future for tourism to places like this?
Well, one thing is I was describing sort of like the problems, and one of the big things is price, and there's like no information about things in Russia. So a lot of Russians have no idea what's happening. Even one person said that there's nothing to see in Russia, nothing to see in the biggest country in the world. There's got to be something. something, you know. And the other thing is, too, is for a lot of Russians, they just don't think Russia's cool. And I feel totally the opposite. I love this place, and so I wanted to say that that's another thing with, through blogging, like people like me, you don't know how many people have written me like, Tim, now I know that, you know, I can have something to be proud of, and, you know, that feels good.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for this. And I've been speaking to Tim Kirby, who's got his very popular video blog about tourism, about how we might see an improvement in the situation for people who want to travel inside Russia.
And I'll be back in a few moments to recap the week's top stories for you. Stay with us.